slow stitch project that needs no skills at all. It's really addictive. I'm making something we all need and we all love. So come on, join me. So I was playing with my bits and pieces here. This is my go-to one at the minute. I can get so many things out of this. It's really good. So this is just a tube, obviously, made from a rectangle. I've sewn down the long length, but left both the ends open. On this one, you can see I've already pinned a little bit of, well, just a little bit of selvage actually. Let's see. Just one piece, that big, look. All right, just some real scrap that I folded in half and pinned in there. And the only reason I've done that is because that means that this is our front, and it's what I'm going to sort of remember to keep as my front as I'm going. The other side, I've just tucked in twice. So there's a tiny little hem there. I didn't even need to turn it the right way out. I've just been stitching around. So let me just continue with this bit, and then I can take these pins out and we can start playing properly. Whichever stitch you fancy, just to turn this in. The only thing we're doing is making sure that it doesn't show too much on the front, and that's it. Almost around here. One neat edge and one frayed edge. This fabric just frays nicely, so I just literally took out a line over there, look, pulled a thread through, just because I thought it looked quite nice. So I'm just going to take one thread. Be careful as I'm easing it out, because what I don't want to do is make a great gaping hole in the front. Take it all round. Yes, I've just pulled out a bit of extra to give me just a pretty line, that's all. Nothing particularly special, but why have it plain when we don't need to? Kind of goes with this bit of fringing then, doesn't it? So what I thought is a piece this size should give me several folds, shouldn't it? So that's why I've put in these little pins, just to remind me where. I thought fold up, fold up, fold down. That's all right, isn't it, for some sort of pouch or whatever it is we're going to do. So then I was taking these now. Do you remember these? These are the ones we made a little while ago. So my first thought was, I like things that kind of go around things, you know. So how many pockets here? Well, obviously, so far, just the one. But if we add it to there and then fold it round, this was my thinking, then I could have a pocket inside, a pocket between the two, if I just attach it on the sides, and then we have this pocket here as well, don't we? Okay, so what if instead of putting it right down like that, we actually put it down in parts? So my thinking, ow, shit. Okay, back in a second. Not quite sure how I put the needle right up there, but I don't want to get it on my fabric. Okay, sorted. So where was I? Yeah. I was saying, wasn't I, that if I pinned it on there and pinned maybe the bottom, and I can sew it here at the top as well, can't I? So attach it all the way along there. But then if I put another one in the middle here, remember I don't want to go through all pieces, do I? Just that one. There. So now I have two pockets in here as well, and actually, I'll get some more of here, look. That one. Oh, there we are, have some dark. Right, so here then, have an opportunity as well, don't I? So maybe I would normally put a bit under there just to kind of, you know, ground that bit in with that to anchor it. But if I actually that smaller and put that behind there, so still on the side, that anchor is it, and then Should I put it on the top or the bottom? Top or bottom? Okay, so how many pockets can I make? Well, if I put, I'll sew that one to there, I think, to that pocket. So that should give me a pocket there, shouldn't it? And then if I and if I sew that one on the bottom there, but not actually closing this particularly, so a few stitches there, then I could have, gosh, how many have I got now? I've got, let me do it with the card. Right, okay. Now when I'm doing pockets, this is what works for me. Okay, the B is free. Right, so I have 1 pocket, 2 pockets, 3 pockets, 4 pockets. If I stitch that onto there, and then if I put that one there and have that one loose, so I'm going to stitch it at the bottom here. Then at the bottom, then those two together, and I've got one there, and I need to put a stitch in the corner there, don't I, to hold it, and that'll give me another one there. So from my original of 1, no, hang on a minute, I have another one there and there. My goodness, I'm going to run out of these little bits of card, aren't I? Yeah, I'm not sure if I can put in more there or not. Okay, so at the very least, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of that one, and I'll stitch it down this side as well. So I was going to fold it up, wasn't I? Yeah, fine. Okay, so what next? So shall I fold that and keep that there? Shall I kind of put that down there? Don't know whether to sew that onto there yet. But what I might do actually is put that little bit there, just to show that it's another pocket, or I could put it there. Oh, I don't know. Put it there for a moment, because otherwise I think that little pocket is just going to get missed. So if I fold that down and we work on this bit, what could I do here? I'm thinking a long pocket of some kind there. So maybe that one. Okay, I'm going to see if I have a bigger piece of this. That looks nice on there, doesn't it? But if I fold this up, look, I can get more. So I still want that one to be there. This one can still pretty much be to the top. So how many pockets can I make with this bit? Okay, so I can have one at the top definitely, can't I? So I can have one there. And then because I've folded this, look, if I just stitch that one down there, take that one out now. If I stitch that down there, means I can fold this up and have another, so I don't actually need to stitch it on there. All I need to do is stitch it here in the edges, I think, or somewhere. Maybe I will stitch it there, I don't know. Okay, let's try there a minute. I think if I stitch it on the sides here, look, but obviously not going all the way through, then I could have that pocket. Yeah, fine. Okay, so how many here? Well, obviously I have my top one there. I have one there. I wasn't using these anymore, was I? Except I'm running out. So one there, one there. Then this is going to fold up. So if I stitch this one at the sides, I'm going to have a pocket there behind it as well. Another stitch there. Another stitch there. I think what I might do is just carry on fussing and then come back to you in a second. can't make up my mind for a minute whether that doily should have this going over it. I think it should. I'm trying to decide whether I put that as a pocket on the back. I don't really want anything loose, you know. So although these have pockets here, they're still sort of contained, aren't they? Then nothing's going to drop out too much. So there, I'm really not sure. I think this should come over at least one of them. Maybe like that. That's fine, isn't it? Yes, whether I keep that as a pocket or not, I'm not sure yet. I think I'll just decide when I'm actually stitching it, to be honest. I'll get the rest done and then see where we are. That might work, mightn't it? Okay, I think we're ready to stitch. So I have most of my little bits of card in to remind me where to stitch and where to leave open. So leave that one, but stitch that one, leave that one, leave that one, leave that one, leave that one. That means I need to stitch there. That one I can leave, that one. I need to leave the top, don't I? So put that one there. Possibly I can get another one in here. We will see. We'll see. Okay, let me get stitching and then show you what I've come up with. Remember, as many pockets as I can fit in this, but they still need to be sensible. They still need to hold things, don't they? So if I need to finish off somewhere, you know, on the front, then I just make a couple of tiny ones there. They don't show too much, to be fair, except when you're making a big knot in it like that. Oh grief. Okay, so in that case, all I'm going to do with that one is tuck it under. All right, I'm going to put it over. Right, under there. Then I'm going to pull my needle around to the other side. I need to separate these. There we are. Needle around to the other side there. Pull this piece here in. And then stitch it as far as it needs to be in there to make it flat. So is it about there? and over there again, just to pull both pieces up. Okay, so that's how I'm coping with my loop. Even though I was just showing you, I was literally just showing you how neat a stitch could be, wasn't I? And then I went and mucked it all up, but it really, really, really doesn't matter. It doesn't show. So let's put that one in there. It would have been a good idea to start sewing as I was going, but to be honest, I don't know if that would work, because, you know, I kept moving things, didn't I, in order to put another little piece behind or to make another pocket or whatever. So I'm not sure that would have worked. Okay, so that's my first piece in there. Look, my second piece I'm going to sew on is definitely going to be this one. Do I have anything going under it? Is this bit going under? No, everything going over, so that's good. Keep that on there. Obviously I can't sew that one on yet, can I, until I've sewn up the sides here. So keep that on there. And I'm going to sew this one down. So I wanted to sew it just at the sides, didn't I, so I could have that one there as well, that little pocket. Now I like big knots, but that's ridiculous. But because they are pockets and they're going to be pulled, I do actually need to put in quite a few stitches, don't I? If it was purely decorative, then it doesn't need to be quite so secure. Okay, so what I was saying earlier about neat, neat stitches to end off. So go through the loop a couple of times, and I'm going to say a third time. You can see why I don't use a hoop much as well, can't you? I'm just always turning my work this way and the other. So a hoop would actually hamper that, even though it's, you know, it might not seem like it would. It definitely would. Because I want to be able to just scoot this around but keep all the weight where I need it. Having said that, if you do this sort of thing with a hoop and it works absolutely fine, then tell the rest of us in the comments so that we can all see that it works, you know, either or. Okay. Why not? Haha. Not. Why not? Not. Right. Yep, I'm going to keep putting these bits back as well so that I don't accidentally sew them in a minute. Okay, so my next one I think is, I'm just going to kind of go downwards, so keep that one off there and come to the back. So as I'm going down here, look, I'm going to try and hide this in here a little bit. So I'm actually going to take a stitch, look, in there. Well, not hide it, but keep it flat. That's what I'm trying to do, so that things don't catch on it when they go in the pocket. Is that another bee? Oh my goodness. Well, it's lovely to have them, it really is, but they're not going to last very long if they keep coming in the porch. Right. So a little bit like when I put buttons on the you know, the button roll and things, I'm actually going to end off and then start off again, rather than having one continuous you know, piece of thread. Don't forget, put your hand inside, or if you find that really awkward, just put a piece of card inside there where my hand is, and it'll prevent you from going all the way through the fabric. Okay, I think it's time for this one to come off. This one here, look, has a little nick in it, but didn't really bother me. Just going to do a couple of stitches there. So it's a bit like a bit of, you know, visible mending really, isn't it? Which I love. Probably not a surprise to you. So on this one I want to attach that bit there. Let's have another pin. I want to attach that bit there, but I don't want to attach that bit mean, I could attach it to there, but no further. So I think I'll actually leave it open where it is. So stitch this one on here. Actually, I might as well wait until I do the other side, mightn't I, for that one, so that can stay there. I will now go from there. Was that tucking under there to make a pocket or not? No, it isn't, because that's going up there. So that's staying there. Or was it, I don't know, was it coming out the other side or not? So this is coming along quite nicely. I have just a few more little bits to do and then I can show you where I am. Let's get these bits done. I struggle with putting on laundry tags quite a lot, putting them on neatly. I do really like them, and they're the only time, you know, that I would say, oh yes, a pop of colour really, pretty much anyway. But they're worth it, aren't they? Don't you think? Lovely. Okay, a few bits like this just to soften it up. So this is from this lace here that I've just been chopping around, you know, as and when really. Okay, I'm going to continue with these bits. Next stop will be showing you the whole thing together. So here we are all finished. Let's have a look. How many pockets did we manage to get in here then? Let's see. Changed as I went along because I kept adding a few more. So first pocket, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're all secure, so I don't have anything. That one's held in there by the button. Those two are held in. There's nothing else loose here. Nothing loose here. That one is held in by this little loop around that button. And those are covered, so there's nothing. I can put this in my bag and I don't think anything that's in there would fall out at all. So that's worked quite well really. I can actually feel, I'm sure there's another one. I can feel another piece of card. I know where it is. Okay. So if I take that out, I can actually feel something under there. So I was going to make a pocket there. I've put in the piece of card, but then I've stitched this over the top. So actually there would have been a baker's dozen, there would have been 13, but as it happens just 12. But I think that's pretty good going, don't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I've counted that correctly. So see how many you can make. Just have a little play like this. I mean, I didn't start off, you know, thinking I need to pack as many pockets in as possible, but pretty soon it became apparent that actually I could get in quite a few, and the more you play, the more you seem to fit in. So this was a really fun project to do. We started with our rectangle, made that into a tube, One end was edged properly but left open. The other one was frayed, and we tucked it up like that, up again, down again, and that really is it, apart from the pocket. So this was really quite fun to do. I would love to see what you guys come up with. It's amazing how many sort of multiples you can get in after a little while. So like I say, have a go, have fun, and let me know how you get on. Thanks for joining me, guys. More next time.